Welcome back to the Personal Foul Podcast. I'm your host, Colton Gesser. Alongside me is my co-host, Phil. How the heck are you, sir?
Fantastic. We got a big show today. Of course, once again, you had to be late because you had to play Cooter from Dukes of Hazzards. A 5-minute headlight change took you an hour. You're making us late. The game is on at 6 o'clock, and we have a lot to do today, damn it. So let's go.
Good one. I'll leave you sitting in silence as you try to. Yes, right on time as usual. Yes, we are, Ray. Of course, we are always on time. That's why this is the most dysfunctional podcast in all the land. But I'll give you the floor. We had a nice doozy of a weekend.
You're damn right we did.
Final Fest. I'll give you the floor is yours to recap Final Fest before we jump into the MLB postseason and, of course, football talk.
Yes, Final Fest was the gathering of epicness, as I like to say. It was all the friends and families coming together one last time to celebrate fine German food, fine German beer. Your parents have always been a big part of it. I'm glad you snuck in for about 10 minutes and hid in the back corner of the tent so nobody could see you. Yeah, I mean, even your own father wanted you to do a live podcast. How could you do that to him? Which, by the way, at the game today. Well done, Dave. Good for you. But you should have done a live podcast there. It would have been great. All our friends would have been there to see it. And yes, it was an epic Final Fest, Ray Trimble. But in all seriousness, I am going to miss it. It was a hell of a 15 years. It's been a hell of a run. I feel bad for the kids who that grew up during it and really enjoyed it, like my son and his friends. My daughter, she enjoyed it because she got drunk every year, wrestling with Uncle John afterwards. Yeah, because nothing bad could have happened there. My God. But got to thank my beautiful wife for taking care of us for 15 years. But we gladly pass the torch to whoever wants to do it now. Maybe we can do it at your house. So congratulations, by the way, Mr. New House owner.
Well, I appreciate it, Phil. Yeah, absolutely not. You couldn't, not a chance in hell. Not even close. You couldn't pay me. But we have a lot to get to, so let's get to it. And yes, big shout out to Final Fest. That was a grand old time. I wish I was able to get there a little bit earlier, but I did get there, had some beer, and it was a great time. So MLB, we can actually talk it. I've disowned it the last 3 weeks of this podcast because I could really care less about it. Shane, that's fine. You know how I feel. I could care less about I wouldn't say care less about baseball. I'll be tuning in at 6 o'clock, of course. But postseason started today, and we have one team that spent a boatload of money on one player and didn't get into the dance. Oh, Cody, right on cue. The New York Metropolitans, those freaking bums. Frank the Tank, John Mayer, Alex Lund, you can all shove it where the sun don't shine.
Jeff Granilich, Jim Sloan, damn bad.
It's great. So, yes, the Mets don't make it. We already got our first game. Put it in the books, as they like to say for the Mets. 2-1 Tigers. They win, and currently have the Padres trailing the Chicago Cubs 3-1. And MLB gets a doozy. We got the Yankees and Red Sox coming up here at 6 o'clock. And then, of course, the lonely Reds and the I don't give a crap Dodgers. So your thoughts going into the postseason here? Any points from you here?
We'll talk about the postseason, then I have to absolutely ball out on the Mets after the atrocious weekend that they had. Boston has owned the Yankees all year. I don't see that changing. Baboon will screw it up somehow. So I see Boston in 2. I see the Cubs beating the Padres in 3. Indians are going to make the Guardians are going to make this interesting. Scubal's not going to pitch again, obviously. They do have better pitching the rest of the way. It depends on Flaherty. If Flaherty pitches well, they win. If not, Cleveland's going to win. The Dodgers are just going to sweep the Mets. I mean, that was a Freudian slip. They're going to sweep the Reds. Speaking of the Mets, let's get into the absolute disaster in Queens. Let's start with Mr. Juan Soto, Mr. $760 million Juan Soto came into the team, had absolutely no effect for them. because you didn't make the playoffs. And if you didn't make the playoffs, you had zero effect. On June 13th, you had a 5.5-game lead in the division, and you had like a 12-game lead in the wild card. So back on June 13th. And then the free fall fell. And my God, did you fall hard. I mean, in the past month, you've lost 5 of 7 to Miami, 4 of 6 to Washington. On the final day, you have the Braves beat Cincinnati for you. And what do? You go out there and throw a goose egg against the Marlins of all teams. And then you got Gary Cohen being all pissy because the Marlins acting like they won the World Series. And you know what? It was the World Series because they're a terrible team. And they knocked the Mets out of the playoffs. They took a photo in front of their dugout and everything. Oh, it was grand. It was so grand. I loved every second of it. Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful to watch. What's his name? Opts out 5 minutes right after the season ends. He's like, I don't want to be part of this. He said, I'm out of here. What's his name?
Pete
Alonso. That's right. That bum. What a bum. Here's a big stat here for you that you won't hear on his little dopey podcast over there without me. I know it's only NFL, but what the hell? You got the Mets. 3 teams had worse records in September than the Mets. Washington, Colorado, and I can't read my writing. Oh, and the Nationals. Those are the only 3 teams that were worse than the Mets in the month of September when it mattered. The Mets don't matter. They never matter. And what are you doing? What the hell's his name? Manaea, yeah, the manager. You go out there and you take Manaea out after 5 outs. You play panic managing right off the bat, and you put that horrible bullpen in. I mean, you just waved the white flag right there on Sunday, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, panic managing never wins. Look at Aaron Baboon. He's the biggest panic manager in the world, and he never wins. Why? Because
I know the genius doesn't know anybody's names around here. Carlos Mendoza. Thank you there.
Don't interrupt me while I'm speaking, okay?
Well, you when you're calling the manager Manaea, then you say, "Oh, Manaea took Manaea out." You sound like Arnie about
Mendoza.
Carolina beat the Panthers.
Manaea, whatever.
Carolina
Mendoza
beat the
took Manaea out.
That's all I just heard in podcast version of I just heard Manaea taking Manaea out. That's all I just heard.
Mendoza took Manaea out. Let me ask you this, because we're talking about Mendoza. Do you bring him back next year after this epic collapse?
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you bring him back after this?
He got set up for disaster. We knew this was all going to be an epic failure. The Mets didn't, because they thought, hey, we're going to bring in a guy as our ace that's been a reliever for the last 5 years in Clay Holmes. We're going to turn him to our ace. And then Kodai Singer, we're going to give a boatload of money to, and he effing sucks. No, absolutely not. I don't fire Mendoza at all. I say you actually spend money on pitchers, maybe. Like, the problem is they're not.
What money's left? You got to go out and go buy sign Alonso now.
They're not going to sign Alonso. They should, but they're not going to sign
They're
Alonso.
going to be really bad without Alonso. I mean, my God. As much as I can't stand him, he was a heart and soul of that team.
Alvarez wasn't good enough. Uncle John's, I didn't hear him in the comments at all this season, by the way. Every freaking podcast last year during baseball says, more Prietos.
No show this year. And if you go back to the beginning of the season, who called it, Colton?
The genius. The genius called
Manaea. Damn right, the genius called
Manaea
for Vientos.
Manaea. That's right.
Yes, Alvarez sucks. The whole team sucks. And there's nothing that the Mets can do. And for Cohen to go out there and apologize to the fans, you know what? Good for Cohen for doing that. Because Met fans, they are passionate. They are loyal. Why, I don't know. They're also Jet fans as well, which is why you got to lump up with all the pile of scum and flush them out into Flushing Bay. But the Mets are absolutely a joke of a franchise. I mean, really, it gets no worse than this for the Mets. It's absolutely disgraceful. I mean, here's one last stat I got to give you. Every team over $300 million has always made the playoffs, except for the Mets this year and 2 years ago. It's embarrassing. There's no other way to cookie cut this. And to bring Mendoza back who was a disciple of Boone, by the way. Let's not forget Mendoza at third base, waving everybody around, getting thrown out at home plate every other day. I was bitching about that all the time as well. Mendoza stinks. Boone stinks. Panic managing never works. You know who I'd like? you know, it'd be a great fit for the Mets. They just fired him in Arlington, and I don't know why. Bruce Bochy. Why the hell they fired him? The man won you a World Series 2 years ago, and you fire him today? Oh, that is such a joke. All the injuries the Rangers had. Shameful. Disgraceful. Absolutely deplorable. Go ahead.
Shame. Well, we'll work our way to the NFL. Baseball back in full swing as far as my attention goes. So we're ready to rumble as far as baseball goes. Continuing next week. Shout out to my father. They're at the stadium tonight, so go Yanks. We'll start off with Thursday Night Football. Seattle, NFC North matchup. They beat Arizona in Arizona. Seattle 23, Cardinals 20. Cardinals just suck when they play anyone good.
They're going to win this week.
Yeah, we'll see who they play this week. I haven't even looked. Steelers on the suicide pick. Suicide pick. Oh, you're screwed. Cardinals are going to lose. We'll go to Dublin, Ireland, with the Steelers making a historic trip over. Mr. Rooney was probably smiling down from the heavens watching the Steelers win in Ireland 24-21. I enjoyed it for the first half. Then my service decided to crap the bed. Thank you, AC unit in the NFL called MetLife. Steelers win 24-21. It should have been a lot more comfortable. But the Steelers don't know how to win games comfortably, and that's why it was so tight. But they ended up winning 24-21. Kenneth Gainwell, chef's kiss of a fantasy pickup to cruise myself to 2-2 in the fantasy league. Oh, you might as well pay me up, Mr. 0-4, and no Tyreek Hill. I'll take the payment early if you want.
I was going to win. I can't believe Hill blew his knee. Lost by 8 points. I was so sick.
Oh, shame. We continue on with the game at the AC unit. Jackson Dart, NFL debut, and boy, oh boy, that kid's got a little something to him. That kid has a little swagger to him. That stadium had a buzz to it that I haven't seen in a very long time for a Giants game. Saw the buzz in the stadium for Aaron Rodgers' first game as a Jet. That lasted 4 snaps, and then a cloud of dust for the Jets. But boy, oh boy, MetLife hasn't had a buzz to it in a very long time. And boy, oh boy, the Giants might have their quarterback. Week 1, no one has tape on him. We'll see how it works out. But Jackson Dart has a little swaggerness to him and a little toughness to him too, might I add. I mean, it's not going to last. So he better get the wake-up check very soon. That is not going to last, being able to take hits like that. But the kid's a gamer. I don't know how well he's going to do going forward without Malik Neighbors as we go from one game to the next.
You're going to stink without Neighbors.
I'm going to probably assume so as well. Scatterboo, good player, though. Boy, oh boy, Giants may have had a good draft here if Scatterboo and Jackson Dart work out after the one game we've seen them both playing together. So Giants upset the Chargers 21-18. Chargers effed my bets this weekend. I would have had 2 nice parlays hit. I thought the Chargers were easily going to smoke the Giants. In Jackson Dart's first ever start. Nope, didn't happen. They were terrible. Shout out to the Giants defense, but I've already spent way too long on a 1-win team. We continue on to another dumpster fire 1-win team. We head to Houston. Texans win over the Tennessee Titans 26-0.
And
I really have nothing to say about this game. I think they won just because the Titans suck ass.
Jim has nobody around them.
Yeah, not really good there. We go to Big A's. Atlanta Falcons almost blowing this game with Marcus Mariota at quarterback. Atlanta wins 34-27 after no points last week against Carolina. They bounce back with 34 points of their own today on Sunday. They win 34-27. Everyone's pick of the week ended up being a bite in the ass. Saints covered the spread. 31-19 Buffalo wins over the Saints. You goofballs took a ginormous spread from Buffalo. You should have known better.
The hell with Buffalo. They stink. As for Atlanta, hey, thanks for showing up, Drake London. It's about time. You've been non-existent all year.
That's why you lost. You lost because of Drake London. Oh, you suck. Oh,
you're the week in that league.
We head to Ray Trimble's Philadelphia Eagles. They win 31-25. Baker Mayfield banged up. No Mike Evans in the contest. Philly had a pretty bad second half. A lot of the Buccaneers back in the game. They were dominant. I looked at first score when we were at the Giants game, and it was like 21-6 or something. I'm like, oh, that game's over. And I keep watching, keep checking the scores, and here come the Buccaneers. And Yeah, AJ Brown, man, he's a me guy. I don't understand some guys in this league how they just want the ball and could care less about winning. Like I don't get that. I truly don't understand that point. But you saw it again. AJ Brown, mental midget. Even though they're winning games, which is incredible. I couldn't imagine being undefeated and just like having a nightmare and I'm not getting the football. My man, you're not one of the best receivers of all time. Win games. A lot of guys would like to be in your situation. So stop crying.
Go read your book.
Stop crying like a biatch. Speaking of crying like a biatch, and might have a change at the quarterback this week as they head to London to face the Minnesota Vikings. But they face another NFC North team this week. The Cleveland Browns get absolutely steamed on by the Detroit Lions, 34-10. I think we have a quarterback change coming down the pipe here.
Yeah, eventually. Do not do it this week. In London against the Vikings, he'll get slaughtered. He'll have no confidence. Leave Flacco in for one more week.
Why? Then he plays the Steelers after that. And the Steelers defense seems
all
to be
right,
kind of,
but
Steelers
that's a little
defense
bit
seems
of
to be
familiarity. There's no familiarity with the Vikings. And the Vikings will smack the hell out of them.
Speaking of the
Panthers
Panthers,
are starting this week.
what's that? No,
Is that true, Ray?
No, it's Dylan Gabriel is where it's going. Speaking of Carolina beating the Panthers, Carolina ended up getting their ass waxed as well. Patriots win 42-13. I think the Patriots are heading in the right direction. Honestly, they should have beat the Steelers 2 weeks ago if they don't fumble the ball 5 times. Drake May's taking a step where, like, I was listening to the broadcast when the Steelers played, and they're like, oh, I don't know if Drake May's taking a step. I'm like, are you guys nuts? I think Drake May's playing good football, and he proved it again Sunday. They win 42-13.
It was Carolina. Who cares? They
I got you. Yeah, okay, so make sure you tell A that, because they absolutely wiped off Michael Penix off the floor last week, shutting him out. So and make sure you tell our listener, Mr. Robinson, who's not in the comments this evening, that his Panthers suck. Speaking of sucking, I think this team sucks. They won somehow. Brock Purdy loses 26-21. Jacksonville wins. Didn't have that one on the bingo card, I can tell you that. I think Jacksonville.
No. And Jacksonville's defense is for real. They've shown up. I mean, and outside of McCaffrey having a good day, they really didn't. They shut down pretty much everybody else. They didn't let
there's really no one else. There's really no one else alive out of there. I think Ricky Pearsall got hurt in the game.
Yeah, he did.
Juwan Jennings was banged up going into the game. I think he left the game banged up. And there's no Kittle. So, like, everyone's dead on that 49ers team, as per usual. They just love having injured players.
Most are done for the year.
Yeah, not good for the 49ers. We head to L.A. Rams win 27-20. Mitchell might have costed the Colts the game here. Fumbles the ball, going out of the end zone, switching arms for some God knows what reason to celebrate before he gets in the end zone. Touchback, they lose 27-20. I do think the Colts are for real, though. I think we kind of know the Rams are very good. Nakua, Devontae Adams, Stafford. I think they're good. I think the Colts hanging in that game, and honestly probably should have won that game if Mitchell doesn't fumble the ball out of bounds going into the end zone. I think the Colts may win that game.
I don't think so. I think the Rams are a much better team than Indy. I think Stafford would have found a way to win. And by the way, that was the longest touchdown pass ever in Stafford's career. So you can use that on your other podcast.
I'm not.
I could give you little tips like that to try to improve your show.
I care less about what Matthew Stafford's doing, just in case you're wondering. Boy, oh boy, Baltimore might be in trouble. They lose.
They're done.
37-20. They might be in trouble here. Lamar
Jackson's out the next 2 weeks. Come on, they're done.
Ravens might be in trouble here. This should be a big story, this game. Like, I really have nothing to say. Like, it's not good looking for the Ravens. And Chiefs get one of the receivers back this week. So that's big for them.
Difference for Worthy.
Xavier Worthy makes a nice difference there, and wait till they get Rashid Rice. So that's what's always funny with people jumping off the wagon for Kansas City, how bad they've looked early. And I don't disagree. Like, they haven't looked great, but, without 2 number 1 receivers, Worthy and Rashid Rice, they are going to look like ass. I don't know why people thought they weren't going to look like ass. Mahomes can only do so much. But they win. They steamroll the Baltimore Ravens. Chef's kiss to my evening. The Raiders just don't know how to win games. Geno Smith sucks ass. Looks like Seattle made the very smart decision bringing in Sam Darnold, who's, by the way, we're going to have a man of the week, I give it to Sam Darnold. I think Sam Darnold's had a hell of a start to the season.
And you killed him in the beginning of the year.
I did, absolutely. I'll hold my hand up and shame. I didn't think it was going to work out that well. When he, again, not saying he doesn't have good weapons, he is throwing to Cooper Kupp and Jackson Smith and Jigba. Would you like to say Jackson Smith for me?
Jackson Smith.
No. Full name.
Jackson Smith Najigba.
Yeah, you already messed it up. That's right. Thank you, Rick Silence, for your lovely.
JSN.
So, yeah, shout out Sam Darnold. The Bears win 25-24. Great. Like, I don't know what I could say. The Raiders.
That was a block kick at the end of the game. That was a hell of a job by the special teams. A lot of block kicks this year to win at the end of games. Very strange seeing that.
I also, like I said,
it was a bad job by Carroll running the ball on 3rd and 1 there like that. Only gaining like 1 yard. You didn't help the kicker there, Carroll.
Geno Smith had to throw to his own team. That's why they lost the game. Ashton Genty had a nice welcome to the NFL week, letting everyone know how good he is.
3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he absolutely went nuts. We had to Sunday Night Football, the wonderful tie, the almighty look for Michael Parsons to make an impact. My man lets up 40 points to Dak Prescott with no CD Lamb. 40-40 tie. Thoughts on the game? I kind of fell asleep. I was tired.
I mean, my God, Chris Collinsworth. Could you suck it off any harder for Micah Parsons? I mean, my God, that's all I heard all game. Micah this, Micah that, Micah. It was absolutely insane how much they focused on. He had 1 tackle the entire game, and what's his name was not going to score on that. There were 2 defenders in the end zone ready to level him. Yeah, Micah got the shoestring tackle on Dak, but Dak wasn't going to score anyway. I mean, they make him out to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. Stop it already with Micah. I think that's going to cost Green Bay in the long run. Not this year, but in a couple of years. When they hit cap hell, because that's going to come eventually. You can't pay all these guys. Enough of Parsons already.
We head to Miami in the Owen Bowl. Dolphins win at what cost? Tyreek Hill goes down. Dolphins win 27-21. Your team, floor is yours.
Well, let's start off with the quote from Breece Hall after the game. Some teams shoot themselves in the foot. We stay shooting ourselves in the damn head. And you know what? All Jet fans probably feel that. I can't get gaga over this Dolphin win. I'm looking at all these posts and everything. Oh, my God, the Dolphins are back. And we're going to beat Carolina next week. No, not if you give up 200 yards in the beginning of the 3rd quarter at rushing like you did this week against the Jets. You got damn lucky. If it wasn't for the turnovers, Miami was going to lose. Once again, McDaniel played scared at the end. He had all the momentum, and it was like, okay, let's get all conservative now. I mean, this is before Hill got hurt. I mean, once Hill got hurt, forget it. They had no chance. I mean, Waddle was non-existent the rest of the game. And it's a shame, too, because – you had a nice game from Darren Waller. It's like, okay, who do you cover? Waller, Hill, or Waddle? Now, with Hill gone, I mean, who you got? Malik Washington? I mean, please, the team's a joke. And I would not be shocked if they lose in Carolina this week. Because I think Chuba Hubbard's going to have Chuba Hubbard, excuse me, I know probably pronounced his name wrong. It's going to run for like 150 yards this week. So all you FanDuel bettors out there, go take Hubbard because your boy Grant absolutely stinks in the middle, Colton. He was a terrible pick, like I said. And the Dolphins cannot stop the run to save their lives. An absolute disgrace.
Go Blue. All right, Phil, time for everyone's favorite part of the week.
Wait. I got one last thing to say about this Dolphin game. Tua took that cheap shot last night that everybody saw, right? You saw that, right?
I did indeed.
Okay. Did you see one Dolphin come over and run over to the Jet to try to give him any hell, push him around, right? No, not one player did. And my God, that made me sick. I was so infuriated. This team has no heart, and that stems from the general manager.
I'm like Frank the Tank. This team has no heart. You just got to give me that.
Team has no heart. They play scared. They're a scaredy cat team. Just like you were scared hiding in the back of the tent over at Final Fest last week. You didn't want to talk to anybody. Kenny Warren was looking for you. Ray Trimble was looking for you. And you hid behind your wife. That's what you did. Shame.
No, it was raining, so I kind of like stayed dry. I didn't really.
Oh, it
feel
barely
like
rained. Stop. What, are you
It
going to
rained.
melt? You the Wicked Witch of the West now?
Maybe I might be. And I did talk to Ray, so try again there. See, Ray Trimble in the
Ray
comments.
doesn't remember. Neither do I.
That's fine. Time for picks. Ray Trimble 7-5. I continue to suck. I'm 4-8. Alex is 4-2, and I have to get his other 3 games. He texted
He
me
put some
the other.
picks in. I saw. You only put 3. Hey, Alex, put 3 more picks in.
No, Alex put in 3 picks. He texted me last week. I just have to add up what those games were and what the scores were. I just don't put him text messages at the moment. So he's 4-2, pending 3 games that I have to insert in. Phil is back to even at 6-6.
Genius.
Karen Warren is also 6-6. Mike Bauer is also 6-6. And Tyler, with his debut of picks, he's of course not here in the comments. That bum. He goes 0-3. What a jackass.
Oh, he did. You suck, Tyler.
Welcome to picks. Phil, time for your picks. What do you got for me?
All right. I got I saw Mr. Trimble here saying he wants Cincinnati plus 10.5 at home. I'm going completely the other way. This team is dead. Jake Browning stinks. They can't get the ball to chase. The defense is a lot better now. That offensive line is awful. Hutchinson may have 5 sacks this week. It is going to be a beatdown in Cincinnati. I'm taking minus 10.5 for Detroit. My next game, this is going to be a huge bounce back game for the Chargers. I don't think Daniels is going to be back yet. He might, even if he is, I don't care. But I'm taking him I'm taking the Chargers minus 2.5 at home against Washington. And the last pick, I mean, bet the house on this one. Arizona minus 8.5 against Tennessee.
See, they're even better for you, 7.5.
Oh, 7.5. I'll take it.
Yep, we'll take the extra point.
Yes, I know Detroit sucks on the road, but Cincinnati is just an absolutely terrible team, right? They are as bad as Tyler's going 0-3 with his picks.
What a jackass. We get going here with my picks. I'm also jumping on the Chargers. They better not F me 2 weeks in a row. I am taking the Chargers minus 2.5. I think it's a big bounce back spot for them. And I also agree, even if Daniels plays, I think the Chargers win this game because they definitely I think it gets overshadowed. The Giants' defense is very good. That front is easily the best in football with Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, and Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence. Like, that is a disgusting front. You can rotate those guys. Yeah, absolutely. I think the Giants are definitely underrated on the defense part.
He did mention you, right? He said you're the leader at 7-5.
You're the leader, 7-5. Relax. Jeez, Ray. Jesus. Make sure you pay attention. Get the freaking clock out of your ears.
Look, the Giants stink. Dayball stinks. The way he acted after that game, my God, that was embarrassing.
I respect.
That was almost as embarrassing as what Glenn did last week.
I
dopey dance on the sideline.
No, I respect it. Not even close. I respect it. 1 million.
Oh, you respect it. Of
First win for your rookie quarterback, and he actually played well, and he loses. That could have been a kid that crumbled after seeing neighbors blow up his knee. Oh, on another terrible turf. God, it's such a shame. That's a whole nother discussion for like the offseason.
Yeah, that is.
Because the show's already running late. We got Yankees baseball in 10 minutes.
We got baseball.
My final pick. Oh, shoot. Did I even say my other? Kansas City. Give me the Chiefs. Monday Night Football, minus 3.5. I hate Jacksonville. I think Trevor Lawrence sucks ass. I think they're going to get steamrolled at home. It's going to be a Kansas City crowd. It's going to be like a home game for KC. Back this is 3.5 points. Asinine to me. KC wins this game by more than a damn touchdown. Jacksonville sucks. KC minus 3.5. Last game, if this spread wasn't bigger, I would jump on it. I think they still cover it, but I just don't. It's a big number. Raiders are like kind of desperate. I would jump on Indy minus 6.5 at home, but I just don't love it. You know what I'm gonna do? Kind of frisky. Oh no! Hell, I already know. Dallas, give me Dallas minus 2.5 against the Jets. That's gonna be probably a Dallas home game with the Jets being freaking 0-.
That might be another tie.
It might be, but the Jets defense sucks ass. Oh God, that might be a mistake. I'm taking Dallas. minus 2.5. I don't. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I don't know if I love it, but I'm gonna ride with it. Screw it.
Yeah. Who's your man and bum of the week?
My man of the week. Oh, I kind of said it. Sam Darnold. I think Sam Darnold's played really, really well. Colton going 0-3. Thanks, Ray. It's been an awful start to the season. I couldn't get any worse. And my bum of the week, just for my dad, for meme purposes, Carlos Rodon, that bum. Your man and bum of the week, so we can wrap the show up.
You know what? Yeah, I do like my cousin Jimmy and my son JoJo coming up for Final Fest. That was great. My bum of the week was that entire Ryder Cup scenario, the brawl, the antagonizing. I mean, I thought it was fun. That's the way golf should be played. I wish there was some club swinging that would have made put like the cherry on top. But it looked like Happy Gilmore out there. Which, by the way, I saw Happy Gilmore too. I thought it was funny. Anybody who kills that doesn't have a sense of humor. But my man of the week is going to go to John Mayer. I know everyone's in shock. What? Yes, no, John Mayer. He has put his heart and soul into these Oktoberfests for the past 15 years. He has always made it fun. He's always been a good sport with everything, even when he passes out every year. And yet, once again, he passed out around 11:30, woke up around 1 and goes, "Hey, I feel so great." Yeah, of course you do. You fell asleep again, you bum. But to John Mayer and to all the families that helped out. And also, Lou Sasso came up from South Carolina. Colin Fazio came from West Virginia. Chris Steins flew up from Florida. I mean, this was a hell of a shindig. And we had over 200 people here. It was well done. And I thank you, John Mayer. I got to thank my wife as well because, God forbid if I don't. She don't listen to the show anyway. But John Mayer, you are the man of the week. Well done, John.
It was a great showing. Appreciate everyone. Time for Yankees baseball. And we'll see you all again next week. Make sure you drop your picks in the comments if you haven't already. And we'll see you next week. Thanks, everybody.
Yes, this time next week, you'll be screaming about Boom.
Baboom!
Screw you, Met fans!
Oh, you suck!